the work that we have ahead of us. I thought the meeting that Karen Bass had with the president was a very positive meeting.
I had no idea.
She's doing permits in particular, getting those permit times down. We're seeing real progress, and I think she deserves to be promoted for those things.
The only reason Karen got any permits through is because of Trump's executive order. Now, another reason Greasy endorsed the lady who led LA.
What? The only reason Karen Bass ever got anything done was because of Donald Trump. What?
Because she met Trump. Primetime calls that an A-plus take. Gavin's never seen one of those.
What would you give her a report card right now? A to F.
I don't do report cards.
You know, I got that.
I don't do it because I didn't do well in school.
There's a gift to Republicans. I can see the ad now. I didn't do
well in school because he was dyslexic. He said he was dyslexic growing up. If he didn't have a rich family, he probably wouldn't have been successful. I hate Gavin Newsom, but I don't hate him for that. He's totally said, if I didn't have a successful family, I probably would have fallen through the cracks because I was dyslexic as a kid. At least he's honest about that. I don't mind.
well in school. Spencer's not surprised Neped's bent the knee. He's calling the cops on him anyway.
It's not shocking because they're alleged criminal partners. Not only did they work together in their negligence in burning down 7,000 houses and 12 people alive, but they're both complicit in laundering $24 billion to actually increase homelessness. There has not been a reduction in one homeless person. Actually, there's been an increase of naked drug addict zombies in front of every kid's playground, every kid's school, every coffee shop. So that is, of course, because they both should be in jail together.
Okay, so that's a really important thing. This guy's a reality show star who's running for mayor of Los Angeles. He'll probably win because we're a bunch of idiots in America, and Karen Bass is very unpopular. But the city of Los Angeles cannot solve the homeless problem. That's not at all what they can do. They just literally can't. There's no way the mayor of Los Angeles can solve homelessness. They all claim they're going to try to do something by, putting more police in the street or blah, blah, blah. But there's really nothing they can do because we have no health care in America. The reason why we have a homeless problem in America is because we don't have health care. If we had health care, we would have no homeless people because they would give them places to go to seek help. People who have mental health disorders, mental problems, addiction issues, they need a place to go. But there is no place to go in America because Ronald Reagan accelerated deinstitutionalization and kicked them all out into the streets and closed them all, promising that the federal dollars that we were spending would go to local municipalities so that they could actually implement the programs that they need, rather than the federal government telling them what they need, which sounds good, right? Except guess what? They took the money and then they never gave it to those municipalities. And then Clinton made it worse, and Barack Obama made it worse, and George W. Bush made it worse. And now we're here where we just have homeless people in the streets, many of whom really just need health care. And there's a lot of them who have healthcare debt, that put them out into the streets. So that's also a problem, but that's less of a thing. Most of the people on the street, they just need, most of them self-report. They say, oh, I'm feeling bad, and they'll show up at a shelter and be like, I need help. But there is no place to go anymore. And those places that we do have are quite underfunded and dangerous. Now, the city could build some things, and they are doing some things like that, but usually it's through very creative ways of financing because they can't get the county and the city to work together, and the state, the county, and the city all have to work together. And the federal government is still taking your money for all of those services, but they're not delivering those services. So you're still getting fucked, which is why we have so much debt. But hey, let's not get into macroeconomics. But listen, the reason why we have a homeless problem in America is because we have no health care in America. The reason why we have school shootings in America is because we have no health care in America. The reason why we have people getting stabbed on subway cars or on trains or everywhere or freaking out on airplanes is because we have no health care in America. The reason why you have people losing their shit at Walmarts or at restaurants or at libraries, jerking off at the library. The reason why we have these problems in America is because we have no health care. You didn't just wake up and find a bunch of crazies running in the streets. That was intentional by design in order to create chaos so that they can privatize that industry. And they did it. And people who can't afford it are in the streets. That's the game they're playing. If we had healthcare, so many of our problems go away. Why do you think when you go to other countries, they don't have all these homeless people in the streets? They don't have school shootings. Canada per capita has just as many guns as America, close to it. They don't have all these school shootings. Germany has a gun culture. I mean, you have to do a couple extra steps to get a gun, but they don't have all these problems. They don't have that. They don't have homelessness. They have some, but not like we do. Japan, they have homelessness, but not like we do. And it's not because their cops are harder. The cops in Japan are super nice. They wear white gloves, and they got a little cute mouse as their mascot. Super nice cops in Japan. They don't have to crack people's skulls. They realize that some people are always going to be in the street, but most people don't have to be in the street. And so they have health care. They have job training. Stuff like that to help people to get back up on their feet.
Pratt's done playing nice. If you're not with them, you're against them.
Literally have no experience.
Oh, what's Councilman Rama's experience? Making drug addicts next to kids in schools? Is that the experience like? Wait, hold on. She
There you go. See, there's Spencer Pratt, reality show.
likes drug addicts in front of kids' schools. They fight for literal drug addicts to be in front of kids at parks. People are nuts. It's crazy.
Literal drug addicts. Where should we put the drug addicts, Spencer? There's no place to put them.
Jimmy Kimmel wants to look away, but he can't. Pratt's pulling more views on Instagram Live than he's gotten in years.
His profession is to be the screaming jerk on reality shows. Mayor should not be your first job. The mayor of L.A. is in charge of a $14 billion annual budget. Spencer Pratt is not the person who should be in charge of it.
Pratt's reaction to Kimmel, he says Jimmy's secretly voting for him. And Kimmel should know better. Most of his guests already fled Hollywood. But Pratt says they didn't leave L.A. L.A. left them.
They saw me destroy.
In treatment, great. Exactly. That's where we should put them. In treatment. How should they go to treatment? How do we get them into treatment? How do you put someone in treatment? Most people will volunteer for treatment, by the way. People who are, we don't even have a working suicide hotline in this country anymore. We used to have a suicide hotline. And teams of people trying to make it better so they could stop people from killing themselves. We don't even have that anymore. Most people, when they are thinking about self-harm, will actually show up someplace and be like, man, I'm fucking losing it. Can you help me? They will do that. But not in America, there's no place to go.
These two terrible politicians for an hour straight, and everybody realized, oh, finally somebody telling the truth. I mean, a lot of it's from all.
Someone just said fascism, but nothing is more fascistic than saying that people with mental health problems should go to jail. That's fucking fascist. That's Hitler 101. We think you're acting weird. You should be in prison.
All over the country, because people forget over 50,000 people a year leave Los Angeles because it's so terrible. So these people see that I'm saying why they left, so they're trying to get me elected so they can move back. That's what people are missing. These are actually former Angelinos that got forced out of this city.
No wonder so many citizens self-deported. Noodles didn't notice the homeless encampments until one popped up right outside her window.
So I woke up this morning to a sound of commotion outside of my window, and I looked out the window and I realized that there were people setting up what was, I think, a fake encampment, like a homeless encampment outside of my house. Multiple people gathered there filming it to make shooting something with cameras and things like that outside of my house.
Pratt turned his cameras into a campaign and the people into the message.
For somebody who's been on this corner for this long, how bad is it right now?
Probably the worst it's been in recent years. This needle giveaway program that is in the park has got to stop.
The needle giveaway program is to protect your kids from, AIDS.
Kids need a place to play. They need a place to grow up. They don't have it. With all of this, it was taken away from them. We used to have boats in the lake.
Yeah, it used to be great. Things were great back when they had institutions for these people to go. You know why you were allowed to have boats in the fucking bay in the little lake over there in LA? You know why Echo Park used to have little boats you can ride? You can still do that in Echo Park, by the way, but there's still boats in Echo Park. But the reason why it was so quaint and cute is because they taxed billionaires. Well, they didn't even have billionaires back then. They taxed millionaires 95%, and they were able to fund institutions. And it was very, very popular in the 60s and 70s to try to deinstitutionalize as much as possible. But once Ronald Reagan got in 1980, destroyed. He went from 0 to 100. just cranked it to 11 and started putting people in the streets. And so when I was little, there were all these fucking people in the street. There were Vietnam vets. I would talk to homeless people as a kid because they were everywhere. And I was a curious kid. I would just sit there, I'd ride my bike and talk to homeless people, and they were all older. And they would tell me, yeah, they used to have that place over there, but now they dumped us out, and now I live in the street. I live in the park. I sleep in the park, and I beg in front of the Thrifty's drugstore.
Go out on a Sunday and spend time with your family and your loved ones and enjoy the park, enjoy the fresh air, enjoy the outdoors.
The billionaires have options. If you tax them to leave, then fucking hang them. Then freeze their assets. It ain't that fucking hard. If they'll leave, fine, leave. We're going to freeze your bank account. Problem solved. If we could freeze the bank accounts of Russian oligarchs and Iranian oligarchs, we can freeze the bank accounts of Elon fucking. Oh, you want to leave? Peter Thiel? You want to live in Argentina? Have fun. Your money's staying here. And you're not going to be able to do business in America. Have fun in Argentina. Have a good night. Have fun. We have options too. We have options. All of you bootlickers, they're like, oh, Mr. Billionaire, we better do what you say. Fuck them. We have options. We have guillotines. We have all the options. We have torches and pitchforks. They got nothing. That money that they have, we printed it. That's our fucking money. That money they have came in the form of government subsidy, government loans, government contracts. That's our money. And we can take it back. It's not that hard.
We no longer have that.